Hi, I'm Phil Anderson, and I'm running for United States Senate to represent Wisconsin. There's been a lot of discussion lately about government abuse, government overreach, and some particular incidents that I'd like to call to attention. Of course, is the situation in Oregon right now, where there's a standoff between some ranchers and the Bureau of Land Management. Also, a situation that happened in Wisconsin over the course of the last 20 years, of which they now have made a Netflix show called Making a Murderer, and what we've heard about the IRS and other government agencies overstepping their bounds for political purposes. One of the first times I became aware of this sort of situation is when I read this book, which I highly recommend, Joel Salatin's Everything I Want to Do is Illegal. Now, Joel is a farmer in Virginia, and he does things very traditionally. He rotationally grazes, he raises chickens and pigs and cows and other vegetables and things like that in a very natural, time-honored way. The problem is that the Department of Agriculture, both the federal Department of Agriculture and the State Department in Virginia, have rules. Now, while the purpose of these rules should be to keep people safe from unsanitary food practices, which I don't exactly agree with in the first place anyway, but that's at least supposedly the purpose of it. Even though Joel is doing things in a very traditional, very honest, very clean, demonstrably clean way, to the point where he's got a very nice market carved out for his particular kind of food that he's creating, the government still persecutes him. They come around and try to enforce rules on him that don't make any sense whatsoever. So he suffers from that. The government comes around and wants him to get permits for things that don't make any sense, like having a certain number of bathrooms in an outdoor chicken butchery or that sort of thing. It's really quite crazy. The problem is that the people that run the government agency are not interested in the food actually being clean and safe. That is not their goal. Their goal is to maintain power and control over somebody producing food, regardless of whether the food is safe or not. So there might be food production facilities in Virginia or other places in the country that are unsanitary, but as long as they follow the rules that are set up by those departments, then they get a pass. Whereas Joel's farm and many other farms like it, and raw milk production in Wisconsin, for example, are almost always produced more safely and more carefully than commercial production of food. They still get persecuted because the rules are the rules. And apparently the rules exist not to increase safety, but rather to prop up government power and authority over individuals and their rights to eat what they'd like to, buy what they'd like to, and produce what they think the people want, in this case, excellent food. So I encourage you to look up this book, Everything I Want to Do is Illegal. Joel Salatin is an excellent writer, and he gives a good speech. So if you get a chance to see him in person, I highly encourage it. And I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Thanks.